Elliott, I'm Don Poyer. We're live in Corvallis, Oregon. Pac-10 basketball, and really at its finest, because when it comes to rivalries, it's wonderful to sit here in Gill Coliseum, close to a sellout of 10,000 or so. In fact, it's loaded to the rafters, and it's been some time in the making. Nice to see. And this series going a long way. The Beavers lead it 175 to 124. Last season, Oregon State won at home. Oregon won at home. But OSU won the difference when they played in the finals of the Far West Classic, a holiday tournament up in Portland. Incidentally, a tournament that was won by Oregon this particular year. Now the prime matchup for tonight's game. The two quarterbacks, Bob, Kenya Wilkins, Stephen Brown.
Kenya Wilkins must get the other 9 players in that rotation involved, and Stephen Brown must find Gustavo Hoff and Brent Berry enough so that the other team, Oregon Ducks, cannot load up on those guys defensively.
Having to hold up for a moment. There's a problem with the official clock. They have new scoreboards up there that were put up the last couple of years on each end with a big screen style. But in the meantime, both head coaches, along with referee Ron Labatich, Terry Chrisman, and Tim Gabatero, are talking it over with Jim Anderson and Jerry Green. And Jerry Green, by the way, 1-4 against Oregon State here in his third year in the first meeting. A special night, Bob Elliott, for Jim Anderson, certainly, because since he is retiring at the end of this season, his last Civil War in his home court.
You know, and even with him retiring, there's a little controversy going on with that, because even though he applied for retirement, there's a similar situation down in Arizona where I live, where because of a rule change, you can apply for retirement now to receive your money, but you do not necessarily have to quit working. I think there's more to be seen about this story and another chapter to read.
Well, Jim needed to retire before December 31st to, yes, save hundreds of dollars a month in retirement benefits, and quite frankly, who wouldn't do that in order to have a better retirement, and he deserves it.
With 35 years of service, that's going to be a nice check.
I guess they got the clock cleaned up, ready to go. Time to play basketball, Bob, as Jim Anderson sends his troops out there. A lot of noise, a lot of heat, and it'll be a physical game inside, I guarantee you. Oregon coming in at 10-1, 2-0 in the Pac-10 after wins over USC and UCLA, as Kenya Wilkins played in this game here at Corvallis last year, had 11 points, 7 assists. Goes out of bounds as Orlando Williams jumps on top of Bob Elliott. Bob, I've never seen your eyes so wide open.
I had to almost have a flashback.
You played against Oregon State here many times. Turnover, it'll be Oregon ball.
All right, watching the bottom right-hand side of the screen. Look at that. Hey, protect my work. Protect my work. Watch out. Don't touch my papers.
Jack Sellers getting the start at center, comes out, looks to Darryl Parker, and there's our first collision of many tonight. Brent Berry on him. Oh, this will be intense. Williams for his first 3 attempt, gets all of it.
That's a big-time look. Big-time look for Oregon. If Orlando's shooting it like that, it's going to be a long night for the Beavers.
Turnover, Oregon State. Jelani Boline trying to get it inside to his big man.
A quick, intense start like this favors Oregon. Remember, they go 10 deep with their players without skipping a beat.
Just underway. I'm Don Poyer along with Bob Elliott. Kenya Wilkins gives to Jeff Potter. Look at the pressure by Hoff. He's got his chest open him out there at 23 feet. Sellers looks inside. Potter trying to post up. Hoff leaning on him, goes along the base, got a charge on Potter of Oregon.
That is the old hook move. You look to the left, watch his right arm right here. Watch him right there. Hooked him right in the middle of your screen. You cannot do that, especially when the black and white's looking right in front of you.
Full court pressure by Oregon. Heredia helps out. Sideline, turnover.
They seem to have a thing about playing this game right in front of us today, Don.
Up close.
Hey, this up close and personal, but this is a little too close for me.
Parker again looking at the two-man game and goes back over to Williams, who hit his last three-pointer and only three-pointer attempt. Look at Brown. He's not going to get another one off too easily. Knocked loose. Jack Sellers comes out. Back to Williams, one-on-one. What do we got? It's going to be a foul inside on Oregon State, away from the ball.
That's when you talk about not moving your feet on defense. It's one thing to try to be physical and use your forearms and your upper body to wear a guy down, but you have to do it and then move off of the guy. Just don't stay there and lay on a guy. You get called every time for the foul.
That's Parker with the finger roll. Not there. Hoff gets the rebound. Mustafa was the man who got the foul just a moment ago. Still Oregon State ball.
Daryl Parker shooting that defensive gap right in between the pass and the man he was guarding.
Brent Berry, pretty quiet so far, down to Brown of the baseline. Hoff muscles up with the right hand, can't get it. 4 Oregon Ducks right there. Wilkins with a loose ball, quickly up court to Daryl Parker against Berry. Hits the brakes, out on top. Potter won't shoot the three-pointer. He'll go inside. Heredia gets a piece of it. Still Oregon ball, shot clock at 26 seconds.
When a 6'9", 250-pound man goes to the floor, you know we're in for a big-time game tonight.
Last year here, 101-91, 2 overtimes. Oregon State won it. Brent Berry's going to streak all the way himself. No! Too much adrenaline.
And a nice move by Kenyon Wilkins. Just get in his way and make him think about you down low around his knees.
Oregon up 3-0. Just under 18 minutes to go here in the second half. The first half, rather. Loose ball, barked into the way. Heredia knocks it down. Back to Sellers. Williams for 3. No. Let's go back and watch Heredia, the man getting up as he drills the ball into the floor.
He's like, somebody come help me, please.
That's after he had already sent it south.
But notice that he did not let his feet touch the ground. You know, a lot of times you'll see where they'll call a traveling violation on somebody, but once he landed, he couldn't let anything else touch the ground. So that's why he had to keep his legs up and try to get rid of the ball.
Foul on Zach Sellers of Oregon, the senior out of Michigan City, Indiana. He's playing and starting in his second Civil War. Not there. Oregon State yet to score. Wilkins looks for the seam, pops it up off the window. No. Potter one-hands the rebound, can't control. Another block. Hoff this time on Kenyon Wilkins. He didn't have a prayer in there on the baseline. Stephen Brown streaks past the duck and scores.
Now see, that's where Stephen Brown can be effective. They're going to concentrate on Berry and Hoff. Snake your way to the basket, lay it up.
Williams goes with a lob to Sellers and gets away from Heredia, who says he was pushed off.
That's not Heredia's fault. If he's fronting the man, somebody on the weak side must help out on that lob pass.
Got real lonely all of a sudden for Sellers underneath. 5-2 lead for Oregon. Going back door, there's a vintage Oregon State play.
Don, they've been running that play since I came here and played in '77 against Oregon State. But nice pass. It's a timing play. You got to catch the guy at the high post and watch him drop it right now, right in the middle of your screen, and Berry finishes strong to the basket. Nice and high, not to be denied. Here it is again. Watch, he's going to go up strong, going for the dunk all the way. Almost didn't make it, but he made it, going to the line to shoot one.
Berry will shoot one.
Foul on Sellers, which is 2 fouls on Zach. So Aaron Johnson of Oregon has come into the ball game. All tied up at 5. Johnson, who has started several times in the pivot for Oregon, has been to the game. Jamal Lawrence tried to put it down into the corner. Oregon turnover. Boline looking backdoor to Berry. Too tough a pass to go backdoor and be effective. Looking for Heredia. OSU turnover.
Well, we talked about the top of the show. When Brent Berry touches the ball, something's going to happen. A lot of times it's unpredictable. That time it was a predictable turnover.
4 turnovers on Oregon State. 3 on the Ducks. Potter against Hoff. Muscle against muscle, and this time Potter with a finesse turnaround.
Nice move. He went to the other hand. Everybody thought he was going to the right hand on a hook. Came back across the middle with a jump shot. Oregon State with the ball. They've won 30 of 36 Civil Wars. That's how they did it, as
Hoff with the turnaround, scores 2 more.
There's a competitive athlete. My man scored on me. No, I'm going to score on you the next time down on our end of the floor.
Wilkins hasn't shot his first attempt tonight. 2 more for Kenya Wilkins as they take a 2-point lead. 15:30 to go in the first half. Wilkins tightening the screws a little on Boline. And Brown right into the lap of Oregon coach. Commissioner or the use of this telecast without the express written consent of Prime, the Pac-10 Conference, and Oregon State University is prohibited. Along with Bob Elliott, I'm Don Poyer. That's Jeff Potter. Air ball. Still Oregon ball, however. 15:08 remaining in the first half. The 300th meeting, rather, of Oregon and Oregon State in college basketball. Ducks looking for their first victory in Corvallis in 8 years. They are 0-8 and have lost 15 of 16 over here. So it has not been a friendly town 45 minutes north of Eugene. Down to Stephen Brown of Oregon State. Can't get it. Ball still alive. It's Oregon ball. And we want to welcome our viewers watching on Sports South. This is Pac-10 basketball on a Saturday night on Prime. I'm Don Poyer along with Bob Elliott. The score right now is Oregon 9, Oregon State 7. Oregon ranked number 25th in the country and 2-0 in the Pac-10. Brent Berry can't hold on to it.
That turnover was caused by Kenya Wilkins' pressure at the point. He is making Oregon State start their offense so far away from the basket that they cannot make that first pass to the wing.
Wilkins standing at all of 5'10", and if he's that, I'm 6'8", as he makes the move around the pick.
Nice.
Otter, yes, on the pick and roll.
I love to see those little guys penetrate and kick it to the big guy down low. And that's because I used to receive the ball and get a point.
Pretty amazing. 5 turnovers on the point guards alone for Oregon State. Wilkins with a lot to do with that. Jamal Lawrence with the foul. Let's watch Potter again after the pick.
Look at the penetration, left side of your screen. Potter, the recipient of the nice pass, finishes off strong off the glass.
He had a good series, as you see Jamal Lawrence. Potter had a good series against USC and UCLA with 12 points, 8 rebounds, 5 points and 8 rebounds against UCLA. Berry, who inbounds, had 30 against USC last Thursday night.
And when Brent gets hot, he can cook it with anybody in the country.
Shot, no good. That was Rob Williams, the freshman coming into the ball game. And boy, the adrenaline is flowing.
It is. But
so many turnovers.
Orlando Williams made a cardinal sin. You know, you cannot shoot the ball until you get it in your hands. He was so busy trying to spot up and get his spot to shoot, he didn't have the ball in his hands. Get the ball first.
Nice
shoot it
hustle
later.
by Oregon. Still the Oregon State ball, but not out of a lack of hustle by Orlando Williams. Heredia will inbound, who is normally a pivot. They try to double team. They get it down to Williams, down to the left side, looking for a hop again. Good defense, Oregon. That's how they win their games. They don't win pretty, they win ugly with good defense. Wilkins, back of the iron, just too hard as Heredia gets the rebound.
Oregon State needs to slow it down, run a set play, and get it to one of your 2 main guys. There's that back door. There it is.
Rob Williams, the benefactor, the pass from Hoff.
That play will always work because every time Mustafa Hoff touches the ball, he's the leading scorer. They're going to double team him. He finds the open man. There's your layup.
Oregon holding on to a 2-point lead as Henry Madden checking in, hits the turnaround. Madden, an outstanding player, who's number 10 in blocks and not even a starter. Number 10 in blocks in the Pac-10. Look left, throw right, lock jam. Hoff for 2 from Berry.
Nice soft pass by Brent Berry. There was only about 11 feet between him and Mustafa to make that pass. Difficult pass, knocked it home. That's the kind of play that can excite the crowd also.
Unselfish play by Berry, too, because he could have taken the shot and probably drawn the foul. Still a 2-point lead for the Ducks. Heredia doing a nice job going to the ball where Johnson did not. Williams tries to drive, goes in. Oh, what a tough floater without using the backboard. Williams has ignited these Beavers coming off the bench, and Katie Vetter, who was going to come in, has just been sent back down to the bench.
Brent can't believe it. He said, what did I do? And if I did it, it wasn't that hard.
Back to the lob a moment ago from Brent Berry.
Look at his lob pass. Nice and soft. Put it up by the rim. Give the man who you're making the pass to a chance to time it, catch it, and bring it home. And here's Rob taking it in strong, lays it up on the run, and comes out of there like, oh, I knew it was going to go in all the time.
2 team fouls on Oregon State. 3 on Oregon, so really not a factor yet. As Johnny Mitchell has checked in, Jordy Leyden has checked in for the University of Oregon. Berry looks at it, streaks to the hoop and bangs it off the window.
Now, to show you how much he's playing with more enthusiasm, Brent Berry that time really accelerated on that. He's fouling again. Come on, Rob, bring it out of there.
No call. Oregon State comes up with it. Beavers making a move as they're up by 2. This time it's Stephen Brown. Finger, a little lob to Heredia. Little spin and off the glass.
Oregon needs a timeout. Oregon State's on a big-time run right now. Oregon is not being able to do anything at the offensive end of the floor.
And Oregon's starting guards are not in there. This is Johnny Mitchell, who usually comes in to give Kenya Wilkins a blow. Aaron Johnson with the ball. Henry Madden, effective coming off the bench, as you see, and he nails the 3. Just under 11 minutes to go, first half. Beavers by 1. Rob Williams, a fine-looking freshman, number 3 for Oregon State. Out of the state of Maryland. DeMatha High School.
Oh, there's a lot of history at DeMatha.
You better believe it. Koff with a jump hook, too hard off the glass. Going the other way. Foul on Hoff. And we've got a timeout here in Corvallis. We'll return in a moment. 1-point lead for Oregon State. Along with Bob Elliott, I'm Don Poyer. Nice to have you with us on Prime Network. We want to welcome one of our affiliates, HSE, for joining us tonight for some more Pac-10 basketball. It is 17-16. Oregon State leading the 25th ranked Oregon Ducks here in the early going of this ball game. The shooting, well, Oregon State shoots some 52% here at home, but about 42% of the road. Daryl Parker up on the right side of the paint.
The key to a successful team is to always score your first possession after a timeout. Oregon did that time.
Potter with a steal and the takeaway and the 2. As Oregon makes a nice move coming out of that timeout. It's like when a pitcher gets a home run hit off of him, you like to see him throw a strike right down Broadway on the next batter. Oregon is doing that right now. Oh, up against the wall. Vladimir Heredia and Jordy Leyden with 3. A 35% shooter just nailed a 3, and we've got another timeout as Oregon has exploded to a 6-point lead. .31 remaining in the first half, and this the 300th edition of the Civil War. Don Poyer with Bob Elliott, a 6-point lead for the Oregon Ducks. A drive just a moment ago by Brent Berry was called charging. No shot.
And check out the little extracurricular activity there. Their legs were tangled up a little bit, a little kicking going on. Referees came in, broke them up, said, come on, guys, keep it clean.
That's what rivalries are all about. Parker with a big offensive forward. Jordy Leyden, no, can't get his second 3-pointer. And it'll be Oregon State ball. Ron Labaditz, the referee tonight, told me after the huddle with the captains before this game, he said, guys, I'm telling you right now, this is not football. This is basketball. I know how these rivalries can be. There's Terry Crispin, another member of the crew tonight. But they wanted the officials, or the captains, to know right from the get-go they were not going to put up with too much physical play. Berry, too hard off the glass. Pop trying to control. No call. Here comes Oregon. They lead by 6. Leyden, good score, gets inside. Fingers, no. The jump hook doesn't work. Potter with the ball in the key, traveling on Potter of Oregon.
So there's that call that we talked about earlier in the game. If you go to the ground, you cannot move at all, or else they will call you for a travel.
Jordy Lydon will sit down as Orlando Williams comes back in. Williams, the number 6 scorer in the Pac-10. The turnovers still leaning towards Oregon State. Prior to the last timeout, Oregon State had 7 points off turnovers to Oregon's 4 off turnovers. So, in other words, Oregon has not really capitalized on the miscues by the Beavers.
But they had that one big run about 4 minutes ago, and that's why they're up 23-17 now.
7-0 run made the difference. Daryl Parker down to the corner. Oh, Berry, yeah, got it. Lightning quick hands. J.D. Vedder with the ball, who has come in. Hoff is not afraid to shoot the three-pointer. And the foul after the shot on Aaron Johnson of the University of Oregon, number 45, the senior out of nearby Beaverton. A lot of yelling and jawboning going on with the referees. Brent Berry's getting his licks in now with one of the officials.
The biggest question was he behind the line to get 3 shots on this? The official said no. His toe was on the line.
His feet were across. The crowd doesn't agree, but
that's why they're at home. They don't agree.
Sellers comes back in for the Oregon Ducks as Mustafa Hoff goes to the line. Mustafa coming off a career-high 31 points, 8 rebounds against the UCLA Bruins last Saturday. He has come back with a vengeance after sitting out all last year. Jamal Lawrence returning for Oregon. Hoff sitting out last year with that bad back. I remember the year prior to that when he transferred out of San Jose at a junior college. Really not sure if he could play at the Pac-10 level. I think it's safe to say he can do it.
He can play and play with the best of them.
Averaging better than almost 21 points a game. Going the other way. Foul, another one on Aaron Johnson, his second one. Aaron, who has started in the past.
Aaron Johnson and Mustafa Hoff down low, going to blows. But Mustafa kept his hands up in the air. He said, no elbows being thrown by me. Just a little bit of body weight.
Aaron will sit down for the Ducks as Damon Runyon will check in for him. Aaron has had some great games against Oregon State as he sits. He had a career-high 15 rebounds against the Beavers here in Gill Coliseum last year. And Hoff returns to the line. Mustafa hit 49 of 76 free throws coming into tonight's game. Heredia with the rebound, a starter for the injured Jerron Brown. Brown trying to scoot along the baseline, but Sellers was going to have none of that. Heredia in the paint, back over to Hoff. That's going to be a foul on, it's going to be on the man on the floor, Jamal Lawrence, as opposed to Damon Runyon.
The foul number 15. Jamal Lawrence, his second foul.
Watching the right side of your screen, see how he moved in there and then he went up. He's still moving on the play. He doesn't like the call, but
I thought Runyon got him harder from behind.
Let's see, look at it again. He comes in. From that angle, you really couldn't tell what Runyon was doing, but we do know this: Jamal's upset because he just got hit with a foul.
Hoff picks himself. He is now 1 of 4.
Sometimes you get in a rut like that. Clear your brain. Don't make it so serious. Just relax and shoot the ball.
He was hitting them fine during pre-game warm-ups. And a timeout here in the first half with 7:47 remaining. A 4-point lead for the Oregon Ducks, 23-19. Fun looking at how some of the kids feel about this game. Last year, the University of Oregon lost it 101-91 in 2 overtimes. Orlando Williams, he says, I can remember how tired I was, how disappointed I was, because we thought we had the game in hand. It felt so sweet because we hadn't won for so many years here. And then all of a sudden, Jelani Moline hit a 3-pointer with a second remaining to go into the first overtime. And then the rest is history as Oregon State prevailed after 2 OTs, the first double overtime game in this series.
Well, that's why we love college athletics, because you can't mail in a scorecard. You got to show up and see what happens. You can feel the electricity here in the crowd, though. When you get one of these interstate type rivalries, it's like the people just go crazy at one another.
Sunday, tune in for Atlantic 10, Great Midwest Missouri Valley triple header. The action Oregon State Beavers, where they trail 23-19. Yep, all ages come for the rivalry game.
She looks like she's having a 1971 cheerleading flashback.
Oregon State's season high for turnovers in a game is 17. They already have 12 here in the first half. Jamal Lawrence with the ball, who had a foul just a moment ago called on him. Wilkins, and back to Jamal Lawrence, who they feel will eventually be maybe the best athlete on this team, but not shooting that way. Brown looks to the baseline. Jamal Lawrence blocks the shot. Hoff, right time, right place, makes the play. Shot not there by Boline, however. Here come the Oregon Ducks.
Oregon State had no one on the offensive glass within 15 feet of the basket.
Sellers, an uncommonly long shot for him. Wilkins at about 5'9" makes the rebound, tries to lay it off. It's getting kind of wild out here. Lawrence with a physical move, and of course is called for the charge.
He just went in there with reckless abandonment. You have to be under control, or else the official will always call it on you. Look at this, they're going for the ball. One guy scrapping, two guys to the ground. The ball pops out to Kenya Wilkins. Next thing you know, he kicks it out to the corner, and Jamal goes flying in there crazy and gets called for the charge.
Oregon State has tried only one three-pointer. They are 0 for 1, as opposed to University of Oregon, 3 of 7 so far.
He had the layup.
Boline to Hoff, who had to muscle it then through traffic, and at least draws the foul.
The way Mustafa's shooting free throws, that could be a good foul.
And a bad pass by the guard. Take the drive.
That's when you can pass too much. You know, there is a time to be selfish. When you come coast to coast and you're 1 foot away from the basket, shoot it.
There he goes. He's now 2 of 5 from the line. Actually 3 of 6 with that last shot. But he can rebound with the best of them. 8 against the Bruins of UCLA and 8 against USC. Did not play, of course, last year against these Ducks. And oh, the Beavers could have used them. They had only 6 wins last year, but 2 of them against these Oregon Ducks. Brody Lyden, little double clutch. Didn't get enough arch on the ball. Down court quickly. Here comes Berry. Foot race. Oh, somehow hold the ball to score.
Very difficult shot. Extremely athletic move by Brent Berry.
Lovely pass as well. Williams, that southpaw, floating jumper on the baseline. 2-point lead, Oregon. Coming down to the 6-minute mark here in the first half. Hoff comes out against Potter. Trying to get Potter up in the air. Not a good shot, and really not the best selection. Jerry Green, the coach of Oregon, wanted traveling. Wilkins with Boline trailing closely behind. Great hustle by Heredia. Just out hustles his opponent. Berry right there, takes the shot on top. Sellers the rebound for Oregon. Went all over the top of one of his players. Heredia is the man down.
Number 44, Heredia.
I happened to do the Far West Classic, Oregon and Oregon State's holiday tournament up at Portland, and Heredia took a mean shot to the head and had to go in and have stitches during the game. This time it looks like it might be either his back or
right hip.
Yeah.
That's what he's reaching for. Let's look at it. Bottom right, into the middle. He lands right on that right hip. Look at it from a different angle from behind. Watch, he's going to go for the steal, dive for the ball, and wham. Remember, that's 250 pounds, folks, falling on the ground like that.
Hal Cowan, our statistician, letting us know he has a chronic bad back anyway. So another blow like that won't help any. Plus, he's carrying a lot of weight, 6'7", 267, and maybe more than that.
Well, I thought he was 250. Must have had a good meal, a pregame meal.
He's up there. Sonny Benjamin will come in, the redshirt freshman out of Riverside, California, at 6'6", 220. So it gives up some weight, but the height is still similar to that of Heredia.